Right, hello everybody. Yes, welcome to another edition of Tears with your host Andrew, aka Pottyboy. And today I'm going to be taking a look at Super Smash TV for the Game Gear. Yes, this is another game that I had back when I was a kid. This was actually the first time I ever played Smash TV ever. At the time I'd never heard of it in the arcades or any of the other versions. I don't know how, but no, this was the first time I played Smash TV, and it was just basically one of those games I bought because I wanted to get a Game Gear game. I had a bit of pocket money on me, so I bought. So I went out and I bought this one because I thought, hey, it looks cool. Right, now of course Smash TV, because this is a port of the Atari arcade game from 1990. This Game Gear version came out in about 1992 from Acclaim and developed by Probe Software, who generally did some good ports. Now, after I played the Game Gear version, of course, I did have some fun with it. I did. That was until I played the Super Nintendo version, which was shortly afterwards, and by God, that version is awesome. Yeah, the Super Nintendo version was absolutely superb. And then of course I went on to play the arcade game, and I realised, and of course that was great as well. Made me realise how superb the Super Nintendo version was. This, on the other hand, it's not my favourite. It isn't one of the best ports, I'm afraid. It's not saying it's a terrible game. It is Smash TV. It is pretty playable. The controls on this one sort of they are a little bit odd because obviously the original arcade game and quite a few other ports, including the Super Nintendo version, you would have like one joystick to move your character around, and the second one would aim your fire. On the SNES version, I remember you used the D-pad to move your character around, and then you used the A, B, and X, Y buttons to shoot in certain directions, which was really cool because then you could shoot in the different directions of what you're moving, so you could strafe. Strafe. Now, of course, with the Game Gear only having two buttons, there are of course different control configurations you can set up. The default one I think is a bit naff. It's the one I've got at the moment really. I should have changed it. But this one, it's like button 2 allows you to basically with button 2 you shoot. It forces you to shoot in the direction you're facing with, like I'm doing now. Basically, whichever direction you are facing when you press the button, that's the direction you will always shoot in until you let go. And then with the backwards button, the other button, it shoots backwards, and you can shoot in any direction. And basically, it shoots in the opposite direction to how you're facing, just like I did there until I got killed. Now, of course, the idea of Smash TV is basically you're a contestant on a game show. And basically the idea is that you got to get from basically you got to make your way through all the rooms, shoot down all the bad guys and the villains and stuff, and things, and score points, and get lots of ridiculous prizes. And of course at the end of each stage you get at the end of each level you get a boss fight, you get a boss battle. I remember the first level was Meteoroid Man, and yeah, it was, and basically that's just it. And then you go on to the next. You go to like the next studio. I just died down right. Yeah, put some more credits in. No coins required. Yeah, you go on to the next stage where you face more type of challenges. Of course, it's Smash TV is a superb game. It's basically it's essentially a cross between. It's basically Roboton 2084 mixed with that Arnold Schwarzenegger film, The Running Man, which is a classic film if you haven't seen it. So it's basically the Running Man with the gameplay of Tron, and it works really well. Well, it's easily one of my favourite arcade games. Smash TV. It's a really cool little game, and it's a classic. Absolutely loved it. The Game Gear version on it itself is alright. Isn't a perfect version. The graphics aren't all that. The graphics are a bit crap really, to be honest. It moves around okay. It is playable. There are of course different control setups. They take a little while to get used to. It's just yeah. I mean, it does play alright. You know, it's Smash TV. Yeah, that's all that matters. But yeah, it's just that I just think as a game itself, yeah, it's as a game. Well, Smash TV is a classic. I just think this port maybe perhaps could have always been a bit better. Now I think about it, but I still had some, but nevertheless, I had some fun with this back in the day, and despite all its problems, it's still Smash TV, and yeah, it's still a playable little game. Yeah, and yeah, it is a good, and yeah, like I said, it's Smash TV. I just wish the port itself perhaps could be a bit better, perhaps. But overall, it's not. It's not bad. If you can get this one pretty cheap, say like a couple of quid or something, yeah, it might be worth investing in. It's just not the greatest. It's just that there it's just that there are better games on the Game Gear. In particular, I think overall my absolute favourite arcade port. Well, saying that there were quite a few good arcade ports on the Game Gear. I think I reviewed, of course, I reviewed Super Off-Road not too long ago, and that for me was a fantastic port. And I absolutely loved it, playing that back in the day, and it was great. You know, if you haven't checked out my review on it already, you know, go check it out. It's on my channel. I'll probably put a link to it somewhere in my description if I can be bothered. Yeah. But overall, like I said, it's Smash TV. It's still good fun, and I enjoy it. It's just that it's just the fact that, you know, if you're going to choose a Game Gear game, yeah, it's just not really one I'd recommend that people absolutely rush out and hurry and buy, sort of thing, because, you know, it's as a Game Gear game, it's nothing special. But like I said, it is Smash TV, so if you're a fan of the game, it might be worth checking out. Yeah, it's probably worth checking out if you can get it pretty cheap as well. You know, that's always good. The game itself isn't very expensive these days. You can pick up a cartridge for about a couple of quid these days, or you can just do what I'm doing now and play it by emulation. So yeah, overall, and here's the boss, Mutoid Man. Oh Christ! Yeah. So I'm not saying it's a terrible game. I'm just saying that, you know. So yeah, it does play alright. Thanks. You know, it's just the fact that, like I said, it's not the greatest game on the Game Gear, and I just you know, there are better games out there you can spend your money on, and I just died there, so I'm going to call it quits. Yeah, so yeah, Smash TV, yeah, it's alright on the Game Gear. If you can get it cheap, it's worth. You know, if you like the arcade game and you see this game going dirt cheap, it's worth checking out. It's just not one that I'd recommend that people rush out and buy, you know, right? Because there are, you know, because as a port, it's alright. It's just, you know, it's still playable, but it just feels a bit rough around the edges. Like I said, the controls are okay, I suppose. Not too great. It's great, and the graphics are a bit poo. But like I said, it's Smash TV, and it does play fairly well. So. Anyway, so if you can see this game cheap, it might be worth picking up. So anyway, that's enough of me waffling on. That's just Smash TV on the Game Gear. I shall be back in soon with another review, and in the meantime, goodbye for now.
Things like this, things like that.
It's all good in the long run.